Tell the boys, Fox and Shane, set your minds free, no locks and chains. Do what you love, roll the dice. 50-50, we cold as ice. One thing cold, but a penny turn red. Can't let deck, shake in my hand, war gaming.
What up, homies? This is a Beers Banter episode where we talk about beers and banter.
We're not talking about beers and banter.
Oh, no, we're not. Yeah,
we talk about beers and we relay banter to each other and sometimes to Churchy.
Yeah, true. Let's start.
Yep.
Shane, your hair looks good today.
Thanks, dude.
Too bad you dress like a fuck.
And now we're demonetized.
Hey,
It's
True.
45 seconds in. I think
It might be all right. That's something you have to worry about now
Is
that we
it?
have 1,000 subscribers.
what do we have to do? Not swear for
Not
30
swear
seconds.
for 30 seconds.
Oh, that's hard.
One of our shorts got demonetized.
Did it really?
Yeah. And it was
amazing.
the one where it was like, buy cool shit. You know that one?
Yeah. Buy cool shit and play games with it.
Yeah. Something like that.
Good slogan, by the way,
Yeah, I
for
know,
wargaming in general.
Yeah. Usually
Yeah.
doesn't think so.
We don't, so normally we do episodes where we have like a theme or something, and
Yeah.
that's what we name it, but this is like not that.
No, this is completely off the cuff.
Yeah, so see our cuffs?
Yep.
Shane's not even having them.
Mine are up here.
Is that still a cuff?
I guess so.
Yeah, it is, right, Churchy?
Is
You're
the cuff just
guy.
the end of a shirt?
And pants, right? You cuff your pants?
These pants are actually cuffed.
They are cuffed pants, and I've cuffed my uncuffed pants.
You've gone double cuff.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Hey, man, that's a cuff. So,
That's a cuff.
so
For a second, it was like, whoosh, and I'm like, nope, I got it.
come back here. I think I can do something with this. Yeah, nice.
Yep.
That's funny. You're funny today.
Thanks, man.
I should do backhanded compliments.
It's like
You
hey,
carry yourself with the confidence of a much taller man. Anyway, what were we saying? Yeah, but we did an episode maybe like last week, or I don't know how time works, where you talked about going to MOAB, and you alluded to some things that we wanted to capture on this episode
Sure.
here.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
Sure.
First thing I want to know about is
Yep.
you said beer
I'm ready.
started at 10 a.m.
Beer started at 10 a.m. Yeah.
and they were $5.
They were $5. $5 stubbies.
And tell me the rest. You said Gritty and you were in a queue or something at $9.50.
So we're at the counter.
Okay.
Right.
The
Because
count
they had $5 bacon and egg rolls. Almost everything was $5 at this joint. It was
Far
wild.
out. It's like
$5 Lurtzes. Not Lurtzes. Uglocks.
He was $8. But yeah.
$2 coins.
Yeah, that's not $5.
Which
but yeah.
equals $5.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you put 8 and 2 together, you make 10, which is just 2 5s.
Exactly. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying, dude.
Was it?
It's like a beer and a bacon and egg roll. It's like camping all over again.
Yeah, but seriously, bacon egg roll for $5.
Yep.
Did you get one?
Mate, we got one every day.
Were they good?
Actually, really good, yeah.
Far out. Was it a roll or a sandwich?
It was a roll, dude.
I had bacon and egg in it. And cheese?
And butter. Cheese was 50 cents.
I mean, do it. Did you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Better
course.
believe I did it on the Kransky.
What?
$5 Kransky. for the
What?
roll. I know.
What is this
I'm
place?
telling you, it's MOAB, dude.
So you went into MOAB and you
Yep.
went to some counter, and at that counter,
Yep.
They
That's
were
where you
selling-
get the bacon and egg rolls.
right?
So we're there, and then the young lass behind the counter,
Yeah.
she's like, beers don't start till 10.
And you're like, well, first of all,
Like,
we didn't know that. And second of all,
it's not
That's
50.
early.
Yeah. Yeah. So there was, and apparently she had already had people asking for beers
wow.
prior to 10 a.m.
I think that's acceptable because my rule is these
Yeah.
are the times that's okay to drink.
Yeah.
Default
Default.
after 11 a.m. Because in most parts of Australia, it's usually like 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if it's 11 a.m.
Yeah. So if it's 11 a.m. or
Yep.
any time if the sun is out,
Yep.
or if you didn't sleep much the night before, because then it's not really a full sleep cycle because then it's kind of the
So
same
it's kind of
day.
like you had a nap.
Yeah.
And it's still
Or
the same day. Yep.
if you're at a convention,
Okay.
tabletop convention, or if they have really good beers.
Sure.
So those are the time, and I feel like that fills probably some of those
Most
categories.
of those categories, yeah, at least. Or if you slept in a swag the night before.
Oh,
or
of
Swag
course.
slash tent
Yeah. Yeah.
slash car
Camping.
slash ground.
everyone, like camping's a universal rule, so it's
Yeah.
specified. But you're right. There might
Yeah.
be some people out there who are like, when's it okay to drink?
Yeah.
And this is not our opinion. This is actually fact.
Yeah.
So we have opinions. They're usually like pretty bad.
They're usually wrong.
But this is something that we can actually, we're qualified.
This
in
is law. This is Australian law.
Yeah. What are other times? What are like some niche cases?
Full driving
Of course.
Yeah.
At the beach.
at the beach. At the beach, you can drink anytime at the beach.
Yeah.
/ river / lake / body of water.
/ if you're fishing, which kind of falls into those because usually you're doing it at one of those. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't have much like fishing in the desert.
But if you do go fishing in the desert, you can definitely have a beer.
You can catch like sandfish.
Okay, so let's think about what a sandfish is. A
Fish.
lizard?
Maybe.
A lizard sandfish.
It could be. If they.
Let us know in the comments. That's important.
Yep.
Yeah, are there any other rules we're forgetting? Penny, let us know. When are other okay times to drink?
When you run out of nose beers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you buy a slab, it's okay to like crack the first one to make sure the rest are good.
Okay.
Check
Yep.
the sediment levels because you don't want to like get to.
You don't want beer with pulp.
No, I know you don't. So those seem pretty good rules.
Yep.
So you're saying 9:50, you went there.
Yep.
Yeah. So that makes sense that people were asking earlier. Than
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
Because it fills a few of that. Was it sunny?
Oh, it was a great day.
See,
It was a great day.
It's crazy they made you wait till 10.
Yeah.
When was the earliest you had a beer there? Did you have a beer there?
We had a beer there.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been probably like 11 o'clock. Maybe 11:30.
Victorians.
Yeah.
That's you.
You're a Victorian.
I don't live like a Victorian. No, you're right. I am a Victorian. Something wrong with us. So, what beers did they have?
They
I
had.
don't want to harp on this. I just want to know.
Yeah.
I just want to
Yeah.
know the answer to the question. I asked.
So what did they have? Fat yak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what we had.
Interesting. That's a blast from the past.
Yeah, yeah, but it was not. It was a summer ale, I think. So it was
Yeah.
like it wasn't used like stock standard, like everyday sort of beer. But it was,
Yeah.
I can't remember what else they had.
Yeah, there you go.
Northerns. Oh, they had Northerns.
Okay, Northern's
Yep.
and Fat Yak. Yeah, it's pretty.
Yep.
That's pretty Sydney.
Yeah, yeah,
That's pretty Sydney community centre
Yep.
vibe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, big community centre vibes. Yeah.
Okay. So, what other shenanigans took place on this weekend?
Man, there were so many shenanigans.
Okay.
We went to a VR thing. It's called zero latency.
What do you mean? Everyone knows what zero latency is.
I
Did you
didn't.
do the Warhammer one?
Yes, we did the
Oh,
Warhammer one.
far out. It was
yeah,
good?
it was fucking cool, man. It was
They
so
worked on
cool.
that for years, dude.
Really?
Yeah, years.
You wouldn't think so.
the first one that they were trialing at was actually the Melbourne one.
Oh, bullshit.
That's where they brought it in, for, like worldwide.
Yeah,
that was
right.
the first one to have it. That was
Yep.
like 2 years ago.
Yep.
And then they went away and apparently didn't work on it.
No, it was good.
Yeah, yeah.
It was really good. It was a lot of fun. So I'd never done. I'd played VRs. Like my brother had one, and he had like the things in the corner of the
You're
walls.
talking like an Oculus Rift. You're not
That's
talking like
the-
a proper.
That's the one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So we did. So I'd done that, and I played like hot dogs and hand grenades or something, whatever the game was called. And and it made me feel like sick, right?
Yeah, okay.
Because like you couldn't like walk around.
yeah.
You had to like teleport everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, this is throwing off my equilibrium.
Yeah.
So so that was no good. But then Gritty's like, I've booked us all into Space Marine VR. I'm like, sweet. He's like, yeah, it was $60 each.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's like the flat
ooh,
cost.
good thing you're shouting, dude.
Yeah, and that's for like half an hour, dude.
It was half an hour. Yeah.
It's crazy.
But we get there and like, so we're like, it's like a later session. It was like 8 o'clock, I think it was. By the
8
time we were there.
PM?
Yeah, 8 p.m.
Great.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We get there and like we go into the room and you can see the people in like through these like windows, and you can see them like wearing their things and clicking their guns and
Yeah.
running around.
Isn't it funny
in this
watching
room.
that?
Yeah.
Because it's like a big empty room.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a warehouse with some tape on
It
the
was
ground.
like two. It was like two of these rooms we're in right now together, probably about that wide, about that long. Maybe a bit wider.
It's like a bit of a smaller one then.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Like the Melbourne one would be 6 to 8 of these.
Wow, it was not that big.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was cool. Like, so we're watching them and we're like, yeah, look at these nerds.
Yeah. It's funny too because like they're obviously like right in it.
Yeah.
Ducking and doing things. And
Yeah.
you're just watching them like walk in an empty room with their goggles on and some fake guns.
Yeah.
And they're like fully into it.
Yeah, but it was cool because there was like so we saw the two windows, and then there was a big like viewing window, which there was no glass there, so you could like reach in and like
Yeah.
tap them on the shoulder.
If they
But
were close, yeah.
above that, there was a TV, so you could see what they were seeing.
Oh, cool.
And there was just 4 of them, and so watching them, and you know they're fighting all these Hormagaunts and stuff. It was like Tyranid themed.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, okay, it looks it looks alright. Like it looks, you know, a little bit how you going. But then we get in, cool, no worries. The chick running the thing gives us the tour. You know, this is your gun, this is your helmet. Don't drop it.
Yeah.
Don't drop it. Put this on, do this. You know, whatever. So, yep, visors on, in we go, and then we're in, and
What
it's
do you
like.
have to do to drop your helmet that's firmly affixed upon your noggin?
So the headphones are a separate piece,
Ah, that's right.
but some people just like grip it like from the top,
Okay.
and like the thing just falls out from the bottom.
Yeah, sure.
And they're just holding the headphones, you know. So that was the big thing. But so done that, put it on, no worries, we're in there, and like, okay, wow, this is weird. Adjusted it so like you could see properly.
Yeah. And was that the first time you've been able to see properly?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It's been a long time, yes. So then we're in, and then like she gives us like the rundown. Like if you see big flashing red lights, it means you're too close to either a wall or someone else.
Yeah.
All the safety stuff they have to do. You've got to sign your life away and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then we're in, and then we're like, and it loads, and it's like, oh my god, there's a big hulking space marine right there.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh no, wait. It's Gritty's wife, Claire, who is
Claire,
about
your armor is fantastic.
a sixth of the size of a space marine. And it's like, and then you're like, oh, there's another one, and then like everyone like loads in, and then we're all walking through, and like first of all, like you're bumping into each other, and like all this red flashing lights. Yeah. And Gritty keep going like, I was like. Going like, I was like nudging at Gritty like to make it keep going off.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, "Fuck off, Shaz."
I went with a Bucks party to the Melbourne one.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there was a bunch of us half cut. And
Nice.
I remember one of the people asked was like, "Have you guys been drinking?" And I was like, "Yep." And they're like, he's joking. And that all we were doing the whole time, because you know, boys,
Yeah.
we were like, as soon as like we would see it, we would just go. We'll just try and hit something low.
Nice.
And I remember one time I just heard one of the blokes go, just scream at the top of his. We were like, "What happened?" "Oh, I tried to sack tap him and I clipped the side of his gun and he cut like his knuckles open."
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah,
Nice.
I feel like that's 50% of those games is
Yeah.
like trying to make the little red lines go off,
Yeah,
like nudging
yeah.
people and pushing them.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so good.
It was cool. And like right before that, we were at a brewery having dinner, which did like a raffle thing.
Yeah.
We were so close to winning a meat tray.
I was gonna say, did you win a meat
No,
tray?
we were like 2 tickets off,
Oh,
dude.
man.
It was spewing, but that was a lot of fun. But that was a whole different thing. But in the thing, yeah, we've got the headsets on, and we're in. And you do like the basic training where it shows you how to like shoot the targets and
Yeah.
you know shoot your grenade launcher and all that sort of stuff. And then you're in there.
Yeah.
And like you go onto this like elevator, and then you're up, and then all of a sudden you're like fighting Tyranids,
Sure.
and like we're shooting Hormagaunts and gargoyles and warriors and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember at one point, like it was just crazy, man. There was like so much going on,
Yeah.
and like it's still kind of how you're going. Like you've got really no like peripheral vision or like sense of like where you are and what you're
Yeah.
doing, because like I'll be like shooting a couple, I'm like, oh, it's a bit quiet over here, and I'll turn around and like the 2 other randoms that were with us were like shooting like hundreds of them. And
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I should probably help those guys.
Yeah.
It's like so shooting.
That's on them, man.
Yeah.
I remember like we did a zombie survival one.
Oh,
and it was the
yeah.
same thing where you would shoot something and be like, seems a little bit too quiet over here. And then you turn around and people are like dead. Just like dying in swarms of zombies. Like,
Yep.
just tell me, I'll turn around, I'll help. They're
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's all happening too fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think like not having peripherals or whatever, being so tunnel vision helps like
Yep.
add a horror element to it.
Oh yeah, for
Because
sure.
you don't know if there's like, sometimes you can hear like the noise of you taking damage.
Yeah, yeah.
You're just like, where is that coming
Yeah,
from?
right. That was happening to me too. Like I could hear like a Tyranid, and I'm like, I can't see one.
I
like
can
it's
see the dead ones in front of me.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, there you are.
yeah.
You're a warrior.
So it was cool. It was really cool. If anyone gets a chance to do it, it's definitely worth it. And like I think the crew makes it too. Like,
Oh, for sure.
so it was me, Gritty, Claire, Gritty's wife, and Nathan, another guy that was Gritty, one of Gritty's mates who'd come down from Brisbane,
Awesome.
for the Sydney GT.
Oh man, it would have been so fun to just see Claire in that element.
Oh yeah,
that
she
environment.
she did all right. Like I remember
Yeah.
at one point, like we were in this like big room, and somehow she was up on like a different like platform,
Yeah.
and I like just like glanced up, and I'm like. And she's just getting like swarmed. Like, oh my god. Yeah. It's
That's
just
awesome.
like I'm like it was pretty quiet down here, and I'm like look up and like fuck. Like she's just like taking on
One-man
all this-
army.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's awesome.
So it was cool, and it had it like
I imagine Claire would have just been like, so I shoot this gun, right? And it shoots the grenade. Just everything's dying.
yeah, pretty much.
Meanwhile, Gritty's like on the floor.
He
just
died
getting
like 9
destroyed.
times.
Yeah. Classic.
At one point, because you got the headsets, you can talk to each
Yeah,
other.
you can hear each
and I'm
other.
like, I could hear, I was tripping out because I like 3 times I heard him say, "Oh man, I died again." And I'm like,
I didn't
is
even
this
know you
thing just
could
like
die.
looping?
Yeah, this is echo.
Yeah. And then like you emailed your stats at the end, and it's like 9 deaths.
Far out. That's exactly what I expected.
Yeah. So that was hectic. That was fun. We had a couple we had 2 like random like a father and son that joined us in ours, but they were pretty chill. They were pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it was like 6 of us, but it could have up to 8,
Yeah.
and
Cool.
I could not imagine 8 people in that room.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Yeah,
It
that
was
sounds
wild.
pretty. It sounds like a smaller one.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of zero latencies around, but
Yeah,
they're all
yeah.
different sizes or whatever. But
I liked
there you
how it had like, so you're in the room obviously, but it didn't feel like you're in a room.
yeah, 100%.
Like it would have you walk over to here, and then it'd have you sort of turn around and walk back over here again. But it didn't feel like you were going backwards and forwards.
100%.
Because
Yeah.
of like all the transitions, like you go into like an elevator or you go, onto a Thunderhawk gunship or
Yeah.
whatever, and like there's all these different transitions that made you change direction without feeling like you just were.
You
changing
get all
direction.
turned around and you all walk. It's great to watch people after you've played.
Yeah,
And you sort of watch them and you can see like they've designed the things pretty well where, like you said, you move over to this corner, but I mean, you don't know you're moving over to a corner.
yeah.
Because like you've all sort of like, like in the practice or whatever, you get all turned around, you're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
facing different ways.
Yep,
And then it straightens you up and says, go over here, go step in this square, and that takes you up the elevator.
yep.
And then you go back over here, but you get so lost with where you actually are. It's actually so rare that we ever saw an orange line for the wall. And you found
Yeah.
that too for your small
Yep.
small one. Yeah.
I saw a wall once, but I kind of deliberately, like we were in this
Explored a
weird
little.
room, and I was
Yeah.
kind of like, I'm just going to walk over there,
Yeah.
and it was like out of bounds.
How many times did you have like something on the ground that was like a big drop? And did you guys ever have that, like where you walk over a plank that's on a skyscraper?
Yeah, there was,
And there's a part of you that can't, he just
Dude,
doesn't want to do
it's
it.
like your mind is like, nah,
Nah, don't do it. And you're like, but it's just but you still
Yep.
kind of like cautiously
Yep.
keep your weight on, and you hate
It was a gap. It was like, it looked like maybe like, I don't know, 500, like half a meter, like a good step, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, and I could see down and I could see this hive city below me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, for a second, my brain's just like, hang on.
Isn't
Like,
it funny?
whoa.
Like, you're on a giant concrete slab.
Yeah.
But your body is just like, nah.
Yep.
Nah. You're like, no, it's not real.
Yep.
And your body's like, it must be. I see it.
I could see it.
Yeah.
A couple of times too, like in the missions, there's like ramps to go up and stuff.
Yeah.
And I find myself like
Oh, yeah.
lifting my knees up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I feel myself
And then
go,
you're kind of like,
oh,
you're like, wait, where's the.
yeah.
And then your foot just clumps the ground. You're like, oh,
It's like,
that's
oh,
right.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today I learned. Yeah. It's great.
So, yeah, it was cool. It was crazy. And then after all that happened, we went out into the main area, and it was sort of attached to like a holy moly, like a mini golf course.
Oh, sick.
And being like the start of October, they had it all Halloween themed. They had
nice.
like these scare actors walking around.
Oh, that's cool.
So like, I've walked through, and I'm like, I need to find a loo. So I'm like, Nath, can you hold my camera? I'm gonna go find a dunny, right?
Yeah.
So I've gone through these 2 doors, and I've gone, nope, okay, Nath, give me that.
Because you saw like the scare actors
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. And so I filmed a bit in there.
Yeah.
But I went in and drained the old tank, and then I've come out of the bathroom, and I've looked to my left, and there's like 3 scare actor like zombies
That's cool.
standing there, and all of a sudden they all just like look at me, and they start like coming after me, and I'm just like, fuck. Like,
I would be like, whoa, wait, guys. I'm actually from the Hobby Homies podcast. You guys have heard of it. So can we just reset the scene real quick? I'll enter stage right, but this time I'll film it and just do exactly what you did. Not you. You were a little bit. You need to be sharper on it.
You need to give more.
Yeah, I know you've
Be
got
better.
it. I know you've got it within you because you've done the makeup. So let's and scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I would have done. But
Yeah, I didn't do that.
No.
I just ran. Well, I mean, I briskly walked away.
at full speed. Yeah.
And I was like, nope. But it was so cool. Like the whole joint was sort of decked out, and there was all these actors walking around, and they all had like, awesome like makeup. And there was
That's cool.
there was one chick who was like a scary clown,
Yeah.
and she was playing like, it was kind of like a insane like a Harley Quinn almost
Sure.
kind of character.
Yeah.
And she's like, at the count of 3, we're all going to scream. And then she's like, 1, 2, 3. And then she like just screams at you.
Wow.
It's just like, you love your job so much.
I don't even know if they pay you for this or if you pay them.
Yeah.
That's how much you love it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
cool.
But it was cool. It was really cool.
I wanted 20 minutes ago. I wanted to ask you about
21 minutes ago.
about the Sydney GT
Oh, yeah.
because that was a thing that you went to because it ran alongside MOAB,
Yep.
as you alluded to in the last episode.
Yep.
Tell me about the Sydney GT. What was it?
So the Sydney GT was a Age of Sigmar tournament.
Okay.
There was 64 tables there.
Okay.
But
So
120 players or
Wow.
something like that they had.
Wow.
It was insane.
Sure.
It was massive. It was run by AOS Coach,
Yep.
who is pretty big on YouTube for the Australian Age of Sigmar scene.
Sure.
And
So it was a big
yeah.
2-day AOS tournament.
Yep.
Not unlike any other big 2-day AOS tournament.
No.
Not unlike CanCon's 2-day AOS. or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So, how much of that did you see? Because I imagine as someone who doesn't play Age of Sigmar, you go into a tournament, did you just kind of like do a lap and then
Well,
leave? Or how long were you there for?
Yeah, so we did a good lap at the start. So we were driving around Nathan, who'd flown down from Brisbane.
Yeah.
Because it was like a 10-minute drive from Moab. So
Yeah.
it was like,
Why wouldn't you?
yeah, so we'll drop him off there in the morning, and then we'll go to Moab, and then we'll go back. And
Oh,
pick
was
him
he
up.
playing in it?
Yeah, he played in it.
Oh,
So he
okay.
played in the 5-day tournament, the 5 games,
Wow, that's a
2-day
big-
tournament.
yeah.
yeah. It felt like a 5-day tournament. So we got there, dropped him off, had a good look around, admired all the tables. The tables are amazing, dude. Like
Awesome.
60 tables there with incredible terrain. Like
Crazy.
Age of Sigmar obviously has a lot less terrain than what we're used to.
Yeah.
But everything was painted well.
Yeah, awesome.
Unfortunately, Moab, the terrain there was a lot more bare bones.
Like, we got to make a table here.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like things are like spray painted like one color.
Mhm.
And that's the 40K stuff, right? Like,
Classic.
and I get it. Like, it's kind of like 40K. Age of Sigmar just feels like more like, it just feels more chill.
Yeah.
40K is obviously much more hardcore.
Yeah.
And you can tell by how dry the tables for 40K are.
Yeah.
But this was amazing. This everything was just done so well. And the armies there were all painted incredibly. Like
Awesome.
the worst army there still was a fantastic looking army.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And yeah, so we checked all that out, spoke to the guys running it, which were running just backwards and forwards, and they were doing an awesome job.
Yeah.
It was no small feat, the
I
event.
couldn't imagine like 128 players, far out.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I think they had at one point like 140, and they had their usual, drops.
Of course.
But everyone, so it was like $150, I think, to enter. You got lunch catered for both days.
Awesome.
Obviously paid for your tickets and your entry and all that. You got like a player pack, which came with like objective, like tokens and all that
Yeah.
sort of stuff, and a copy of Scaventide.
Hang on, what?
Yeah, I know.
Scaventide.
As in the 40K, the Age of Sigmar Warhammer newest starter set,
Oh, what was that box? Retail?
$450.
Hang on. Something's not adding up.
The
Is that why
numbers, the numbers aren't adding up.
the numbers, they're not adding up?
Nothing
That's
makes sense.
crazy.
Yeah.
So everyone that entered got a copy of Scaventard.
Yeah, which says a few things.
Yeah, it says a lot of things. So, hey, I got that box.
Yeah.
So did you.
Yeah,
I got two. Two Skaven halves.
yeah. So one box.
One box.
Yeah.
So, having been in that environment, did it change how you felt about Age of Sigmar at all? Were you ever like, man, I should give this game a go? Or was it just like, I love that this exists and it just, it would be cool to play if I already had an army and already knew the rules, but I'm just not interested?
Yeah.
Or like, where are you at with it?
Well, we actually played a game of Spearhead.
Cool.
So we basically went there and we were speaking to the guy that was running it, and he's like, "Here, have these two armies, two awesome painted armies. It was a Nighthawk army and a Gloomspite Gitz army."
Oh, yeah.
He's like, "There's two tables over there, set up for Spearhead, ready to go."
Sure.
So me and Gritty just wandered over there,
Play some
played a
Spearhead.
game of Spearhead.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I found two things. I am very much an alternating activations kind of guy.
Yeah.
The whole you go, I go, not me.
Sure.
Can't do it. Even in that aspect, can't do it.
So you're just sitting there watching Gritty have his turn and you're just like, I don't like this.
I'm just like thinking, I'm like, there's better things out there,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
alternating activations exists.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think I had first go. And I like, moved and charged and did some damage and yada, yada, yada. But it just, like I killed nearly a whole unit in my first activation. And then his activation, he killed a whole unit of mine. And I'm just like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
I get it. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And I think I would put more effort into like the one-page rules Age of Fantasy
Sure.
now.
Yeah.
I've gotten more appreciation for like the armies and stuff.
Yeah.
Seeing all of them there. There was so many armies there. I think there was only a couple that weren't represented, but they were the ones getting axed anyway. Like what is it? Beasts of Chaos or like one,
yeah.
just like one of the little
Yeah.
war bands. I don't think Iden and Deepkin were actually there either, but like they had armies of everything else.
Yeah.
So it was cool. Even they had like Gargants and stuff.
That's cool.
So that
Yeah.
was really cool. And all that. So I had a great appreciation for all of that. But the game itself, I'm just kind of like, it's just a GW game.
Yeah, for sure.
So-
So you go, I go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of games, you also played Fjord Serpents
Yep.
with Gritty.
Yep.
Second time you played it, first time he played it. I want to know everything.
Yep.
I want to know what your thoughts were on the second time. Did this because this can do two things, right? This can be like, oh yeah, it's the same kind of game that I remember, or it can be like, I'd actually forgotten that this is actually a really good game.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
Sometimes you can play it and you can go, I loved that. That experience was great. You can walk away and you can kind of be like, oh, am I just looking at it with rose-tinted glasses
Yeah.
from my
Definitely.
memory of being at CanCon and having a great time and playing that game?
Yep.
But I also want to know Gritty's raw first time. Oh, these lads talk about this game all the time. So I want to know all
was
that.
pretty much Gritty, right? Like
Yeah.
it was like, it's like, so this is Fox's #1 game. And I'm like, yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Was it?
I think so.
Yeah, there you
It was
go.
like your
I thought-
game of all time or something.
Yeah, I think I went Shatterpoint was 3, Infinity was 2, and this was number 1. Yeah.
But yeah, so as far as his end, like as far as Gritty's final thoughts on it, hard to say.
Sure.
He didn't give me like a real straight answer. He had fun though. He really enjoyed it. I know that for a fact.
If you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube, I will have already made Gritty comment his thoughts on it, and I'll pin it, or you can pin it.
Yep.
One of us will pin it. So if you want to see his actual thoughts on it, it's pinned in the comments.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We'll make him do more YouTube content.
Yeah. For
The
sure.
video was enough.
Yeah. Was he in it?
No, the special.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
You should stay away from YouTube. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, but it was heaps of fun. It was exactly as I remembered it from CanCon.
Yeah.
Luke is just such a wholesome dude who has really put his heart and soul in this game,
Yeah.
and you can tell by his enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And there was one thing Gritty said walking away too. He's like, wow. He's like that guy has to put that much energy in it. This game all day, every day.
Crazy.
Yeah. And he
couldn't do
does.
it. I couldn't do it.
He
Yeah.
does. I'm like, it was awesome. So we played a quick game. We played basically a 1v1v1.
Awesome.
Which was cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool. To sum it up real quickly, I had a great start. I did some damage to Gritty. I sort of like ducked away. I done a bit of a fishtail and clipped some terrain which did no damage, and then came past Luke and did some damage to him. So I was in a really good spot. And then Gritty came in and sort of charged. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm charging.
I knew he would.
Yeah. So just the like the prow of the ship straight
Boom,
into the side,
side.
spun us around, and then we basically went from like straight. We did like a 90-degree turn. We both hit terrain.
Oh, no.
My ship sinks with all of my guys on
Yeah,
it, right?
classic.
And then and I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done. I've got no ship.
Yep.
So then it was Luke v Gritty, in vicious combat, and it just came down to like every dice roll. Like
so good.
there's so many times when we're just like, whoa, like shit.
And I love the dice rolls are different every time because like
such a good mechanic.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think he did a lot of painting and touching up of his models too in the lead up of MOAB. So because they're demo models, so they get beat around a little
Oh
bit.
yeah. But they looked great. The table looked awesome. The physical products that he had there. He had boxes there. The cardboard is so heavy duty.
Yeah, awesome.
It is amazing. It's everything just screams quality.
Yeah,
The
and
rule book looks good.
if you're listening, the late pledges are still open, so you can jump on.
Yep.
Just like Google Fjord Serpents, go to their website. There's a link for their late pledge on Indiegogo.
Yeah.
You can still pick up this game while it's in production and smack it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we went all in.
We did.
I don't know. I think our combined pledge was like almost $500 or
Something like that. It was
We
wild.
got every ship. We got
Yeah.
everything. I'll have to go to the logs and remember how we're splitting it.
Yeah.
Because I think you're getting a big ship, and I think I'm getting the market ship. I can't
Yep.
quite remember.
I
We're
can't
gonna have to
remember
look.
that.
Like the merchant ship, which
Yeah,
is really cool.
that's right. That's right. Because that's the ship that Luke played in the actual
He
battle.
played the merchant ship
Yep,
in the
and he-
1v1.
and he won.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, he took out two carvies.
Wow.
Yep, two
Oh,
long
that's
ships.
awesome. I love that
Yeah.
you can like load up like ale
Yeah,
into the
yeah.
ship and then just like throw it overboard
Yeah.
for a boost in speed or whatever it is.
Yep.
Very cool.
So it was a cool weekend. Everything was awesome. MOAB was awesome. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I think those events, which we spoke about MOAB last week, and you talked about the GT.
Yep.
So much of those events are, if you're not playing in them, it's the company you keep.
Definitely.
And I think you were in good company,
I think so too.
having a homie like Gritty.
Yep.
And we're going by the time you listen to this, I think we've already been to PAX.
Yeah. Yep.
So we'll be talking about PAX very soon, where we're going to meet up with a ton of homies. Sounds
Yep.
like there's a heap of people going.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. We've got so much planned for it.
We're going to have a camera guy following us around with his equipment.
Rory
Oh, is Rory coming?
on Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to have two camera guys?
Yeah.
Far out, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to be so embarrassed. They'll be like, yeah, people will think we're something that we're not. But I mean, they have for 4 years. So
that's right. Yeah, you can keep thinking it for a bit longer.
What's one more weekend? Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Well, if you love tabletop conventions and live in Australia, please think about CanCon for next year because we'll be there.
We will be there.
3 days, we will be ready to go.
It's gonna be so good. I can't wait. Like MOAB was the first appetizer. Now we've got PAX.
Which is just a little reminder.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
there's going to be CanCon.
Yep. It's so soon too. It's
We
gonna be
also
so
have Game
soon.
of Palooza
Oh yeah.
unofficial
Yeah.
meetup
Unofficial hobby
Yeah.
homies
in
convention.
the studio. Yeah.
Yep.
a
So
lot of
looking
stuff
forward to that. Yep. Ollie's driving over. It's gonna be good.
All the way from Yadelaide.
Yep. He's got a new army to bring. Every year he brings a new army, new game.
I would love to just experience an American convention.
Oh, dude, could you
you
imagine
imagine?
Adepticon, Gen Con? Yep. Even like the Las Vegas Open.
Oh, the
would be
LVO,
amazing.
yeah, for sure.
Something. I think Adepticon is like the one that I want to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are from the States and have been to these conventions,
Mm.
Adepticon, Gen Con, LVO, first of all, I want to know the best one that you've been to
Yeah.
and why. how many times have you gone? And do we need to go? Do we need to go?
Yep.
Because like, and why do you go? Because there are people that go for games
Yep.
and actually sit down and play games for a whole weekend. I'm just like, I can't really understand it because you could do that at a tournament,
You could.
just a random ass tournament.
They almost are mini tournaments though.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why would you go to a tournament on the weekend where you could also instead just be going to a convention
Yeah.
and like wandering around and looking at the traders and playing board games and hanging out with your friends? You're foregoing all that just to play in a big tournament.
Yeah.
I can't understand that. So if you're a tournament player that does that, why?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? Why aren't I doing that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, thank you to our patrons as well, because without you, we would still be using PVC pipes and dooners in Church's side office.
That was a thing. That's facts.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
But instead, we're here at Shane's house
Yeah. This is my garage.
in the Studs.
Garage.
So thank you all.
Yep.
For as little as $2 a month, you can get early access to videos like this.
Yeah.
Discord roles,
Fun stuff.
fun stuff. We've got a Patreon-only channel in the Discord.
Yep. Some Patreon exclusive content on Patreon.
Oh, is that where we put it?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
From that YouTube channel we don't use.
So check it out.
Yep.
And thank you to all of our homies. And Big Roach. I used my eyes that
You
time.
did well that time.
That's a trick. That's
Not
a
like
trap.
last time.
Where I closed them.
You fumbled.
Off the dome.
As Cap did.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I thought it would be done after a week. But here we are.
No Cap.
Thank you all. You're no cap. You're not mid.
What'd you say? Oh, mid.
Yeah.
You're not middle.
You're not middle. You're not Malcolm in the
You're
middle.
not mid lane.
We'll see you next week.
Hooroo.
Woo! Big up to the boys, Fox and Shane. Set your minds free, no locks and chains. Do what you love, roll the